Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, we look at the sewing challenges for March 2025.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I have been busy beading the second of the two watermelon jackets. So the one with puffy sleeves and the slightly longer torso. The first one I did the watermelon on the back, and I haven't done the rest of the beading yet, but I just finished this one a couple of hours ago. I have to wait until tomorrow to get some last shots during the day, so proper shots. But I just turned my desk light around, and so the lighting isn't very good, but it's finished. I think I might do something else to it, I'm not sure, but I really like it. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, but that video isn't ready yet. Tuesday's video was supposed to be on a sewing challenge, but I had such a sore throat I couldn't actually say anything, so I just gave you a fabric haul that I'd done previously. So today's video is on sewing challenges, and all this information is from the kind people at Stash Hub. I'm not sponsored, but that is where I get the information. There's a link below to the blog, or you can download their app, and you just take photos of all your fabrics and it organizes your stash for you. And anytime you want to know anything, you just sort of look up how much you've got, what range of stuff you've got. I think it's a really good idea. Anyway, so sewing challenges. First up, we have Sew Yellow for Endo. It's a fundraiser, and also you, if you make something yellow, you post it on Instagram and you do a fundraiser for this challenge. And so you make something yellow for spring and raise awareness for endometriosis. Everyone I've seen makes these gorgeous, gorgeous spring summer dresses. They're so delightful. So, yeah. They're really beautiful. It's been going on for a few years. Next up, we have make a garment a month. So this is a different prompt every single month. And for March, it's mellow. So it can be something calm, relaxing, or they decided it should be mellow yellow, so it can be yellow as well. It's anything that the word mellow makes you think of. For me, the most calming fabrics I have are probably the navies and the beige ones. So I probably normally make a tweed jacket in navy if I have any more navy tweeds I haven't used yet. But yeah, I'm taking a break from tweed jackets. For 15 years, I've been making tweed jackets. Every few years, I'm like, okay, I need a break for a year or two. And yeah, at the moment, I'm sort of really getting into quilting cottons and beading those, embellishing those, because it's just, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. But I will go back to, I've still got loads of tweeds. So yes, for me, mellow would probably be one of the really natural colour, like one of the beige tweeds or maybe a navy one. Next up, we have Sew Frugal 2025. This is a really, really popular challenge, and I'm going to do a separate video on it next week where I go through some of the free patterns that you can download. They're just PDF patterns. You can download them. They are free to download, but then you have to buy a cartridge for your printer or go to the print store and print them out. So I don't know, it's not exactly free. The one I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bag, like just a satchel, and it's just, you have to have half a yard of fabric or whatever size fabric you have, and you sort of make it based on how much fabric you've got and how long you want the strap to be. So and it's free because there's no real pattern, you just sort of cut stuff out. Anyway, so spoiler alert. So first you have to choose a free pattern. So if you search on YouTube, Sew Frugal 25, that hashtag, there's like 2 people doing a video each day for the month of March. So you get lots of different free patterns to download, but basically I just go to Mood Fabrics or a couple of other online fabric stores, and they have a bunch of free patterns. So I'm just going to go through the ones that I like on that. And then the second thing is you have to choose a fabric from your stash. So it's frugal. So it's you don't pay for the pattern and you don't pay for fabric. You use fabric that's already in your stash. But I mean, if you buy something, you wash it and then you put it in your stash, and then you go to your stash and like, oh, look what I just happened to find. I mean, technically it is in your stash. So anyway, and then you make a garment, and then on the last day of March you post it on Instagram. And if you post it on one particular day, then you go into the they have prizes. So otherwise you can just make it. I'm not really one for competitions, but it's still fun to make things. So I'm going to make a bag out of this fabric that I just bought it the other day. But anyway, yeah, it'll be going into my stash before I use it. Next challenge is Sew Organic, and it's just basically if you've been using fabrics that aren't organic, then this is a good excuse to get out of your comfort zone and find more sustainable ways of sewing and fabrics that have less of a damaging footprint. Or you can just learn more about how your favorite fabrics are made, like viscose rayon. It sounds like really good, it takes less water to grow than cotton and things like that. But then when you look into the actual process of it being made, there's a lot of chemicals in there. So yeah, for me, sewing is sustainable when I don't buy too much fabric, and I try and use every piece of the fabric, like don't have loads of scraps. And if I do have scraps, I save them to make a scrapwork dress, a patchwork dress or a patchwork jacket or something like that. And that way, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I don't want to have too many scraps or I'll have to make too many things. So it makes you more sustainable in that way. So I have a sort of more holistic, I do like organic cottons. I think they're beautiful. But yeah, I also have a more holistic view of, it. Besides, if you buy less wastage, like you make a mock-up first, so you know exactly how much fabric you need, then you can buy the more expensive fabric and buy a little bit less of it because you know exactly how much fabric you need. So that's my take on sustainability. Next up is Mended March 2025. So there's just a different prompt for every day to keep your momentum up for having a whole month of mending things, but basically, or finishing things, or if you have a hem that's down or something like that. So most sewers, I know I prefer to start something new and shiny with loads of potential, and rather than finish something, do the boring last bit of something. So it's about getting out the basket or storage box with all the must mend this and actually going through them and doing it. For me, it's sort of more works in progress that I haven't finished yet. But that's probably because I live alone. Every person who sews that I know, and like when I lived with other people, oh my goodness, the amount of free work people want you to do. I get it a lot on this channel too, people demanding free stuff. It's like, you should respect other people even if you can't respect yourself. The next one, actually the last one for this month, is My Makes March 25. And it's just a competition each month. So like this month you say My Makes March, and then next will be My Makes April, and you just share what you've made and someone wins a prize. So you just have to add so much to design, and yeah, you can maybe win a prize, but also it just helps you find other sewing people on Instagram, because Instagram can be a bit of a big swamp. I don't go on there much anymore, but yeah, it's a bit hit and miss sometimes. So if you use some of these hashtags, it can help you find other creatives, and also it just helps you get motivated to make something each month. I think one thing each month is a good idea. When I started making jackets, I did like 1 month I would make the jacket, and then the next month I would make the beaded trim, because making beaded trim is really, really, really difficult and time consuming. And then the next month, so I ended up with 6 new jackets each year, and it means that you can enjoy every single one. Like, I like what I do at the moment. It's it is a lot, but I sort of really enjoy working through so many ideas. So it's fun for me at the moment. You can do a year, like a certain amount of time where you're hyper productive, but then you sort of have to settle, and it's, I don't know, I think it's more sustainable to just do one thing each month. That's it for the monthly challenges, and then there's ongoing challenges. Last Sewer Standing is from Feb 14th. You have to stop buying fabric for the year, and you just see all the sewers on Instagram have a competition to see who can last the longest without buying new fabric. I already bought new fabric this week, so oopsie. But I was doing well before that for a whole few weeks. Anyway, next one is Whole 30. Yes, it's the whole 30 yards. So basically you have to use 30 yards of fabric, 30 yards or 30 meters of fabric before you buy new fabric. And it's a way of just rotating out everything in your stash so you can buy new stuff. And yeah, I sort of do that one. Like I do buy fabric if there's a sale, but I also use this a lot up. So yeah, that's it. I do have some tweeds that I've had for like 5, 8, 10 years, so I should probably make some of the oldest ones up or something. These two are sort of the same. With fabric roulette, you sort of go to your stash, close your eyes and go, that one, and then you have to make something from it, or if you really hate it, then close your eyes again and get something else. That's kind of what we all do anyway. And then the other one is 2 from stash. So it's where you use up 2 fabrics, self-explanatory, from your stash each month. And I pretty much do that one. I probably do them both. So yes, the one that I'm using up next is that 1960s, 1970s weird. It's kind of got a little bit of everything in there. It's a floral, and I'm going to use floral beads on it. It's going to be fabulous. Oh, and we have 3 more planning and accountability challenges that go the year. There's Make 9. Make 9 is awesome, and I guess you can start now. I mean, I haven't even started any of my Make 9s. I did have fun making my list of Make 9s though, so yes, highly recommend that one. The next one is Sew 25 in 25. That sounds like a lot, but I've already made 9 things in January and 9 things in February. I think, yeah, I didn't make them, I finished. I made some things from scratch, but I'm also having a year where I really try to finish some works in progress. So I guess 25 isn't that much for a whole entire year. It's just over 2 things a month, and that's a manageable amount. And then the last one is a virtual sewing room, which I thought was like, going on a call and doing sewing, but it's actually just a hashtag on Instagram, which if it helps you, have at it. But yeah, Make 9 is pretty cool. It was so much fun to decide on my 9. So definitely recommend that one if you haven't done it yet. Looking at all those Judith Lieber purses in the watermelon episode helped me decide what I'm going to do for my New York one. I'm not going to tell you until I get the stuff out from my bead collection. Is an absolute mess, but I'll get the stuff out and then I'll show it to you because it's hilarious, but it's going to be awesome. Oh, there's also another mending one. And that is all the challenges. So I hope you found something to inspire you in your sewing adventures this month. And I'll put as I said, there'll be a link below in the description box to the blog post where all these sewing challenges are linked, and there's are listed, and there's a link to each one. Or you can go to Stash Hub, like in the app. You click on challenges, and they're all listed there. So yes, that is it for this video, and my voice is really going now. Back after my coughing fit. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to sew something fabulous. I can't decide whether the second watermelon jacket is finished yet. I kind of want to do something else to it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I still have quite a few of those kimono style jackets that haven't been beaded, so I should probably get on to them. But these, the watermelon jackets and the silver jackets that are literally half the size, they're so much quicker to bead, and it's so much fun because you can start and finish a project in like literally half the time. So yes, the little bolero jackets are my current favorite, just because you can actually finish them with relative ease. So there may be more of those in my future. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and happy sewing.